Hi there. I just want to do a talk, and the picture I've got up, interesting picture, isn't it? I found that on the internet. And it's, some might look at it and say, oh, it's aliens, but it's. If you really look at the picture, it can say that, but it's also got like in the outside of the face, you can see that it's energy spreading, and it's kind of like spreading, and the other things in the picture are kind of like a civilization that are coming from, and if you can see the white bit, is it white? Is it like a heart space? Looks like a heart space area, and you kind of do become like an alien. When you wake up, you do become an alien to other people, because you're now seeing the world in an infinite way. Not many people do that. Not many people look at reality from, barely one angle usually. That's basically how everything is, and so it isn't very hard to be outside the norm, really. My mum says to me that I've got a very strange way of looking at the world, but it's not really. It's just because most people just repeat things. Everything comes from the top. I'm not a supporter of Donald Trump, but I watched one of my friends on Facebook, it was, shared with me a message, and it was Donald Trump speaking about all these people that run the world, and I couldn't believe it. Now, I'm not a supporter of Donald Trump in any way, shape or form. I don't support anything to do with politics or anything, but maybe that's why there's like this image of Donald Trump. Maybe it's the wrong image. I'm not saying it is or isn't, but I just think that by having an alternative view, you can actually find answers for things. But like I was saying a minute ago, the system doesn't want this. It wants narrowed down perspectives. That's what it wants. It's like one of the films I like watching at Christmas is About a Boy. And that film is about a guy who lives on his own, but that's strange to a lot of people. I love solitude. And what solitude learnt me was it showed me how to love myself. Because I didn't love myself very much, and then obviously I had an unexpected spiritual awakening. And that's it. It was a solitude that brought it on. No one cared about me. I that's how I felt anyway. The reason I awakened, because I realised that no one cares about you, Sean. If you're waiting for someone to love you, it's an illusion. No one cares, because they don't care about themselves. And then I realised that outward is just people and a world that is hurt. So you've got to look within yourself. And that is the choice that we're always faced with. But I guess it's a question of you've got to really have enough. Then once you have enough, you wake up. But this thing about Donald Trump I'm talking about, I'm not saying he's an angel. There's a lot of allegations against him regarding things that he's done. He might have done those things. I don't know. But, it would make sense if there was a thing against Donald Trump, if he was like talking about what's really going on. Because that's the last thing the real system wants. The system does not want the people realising what the system is, which is actually us. And that's what Donald Trump said in his talk, and it's true. We create reality. We create our own reality. And it's like that. It's like the military, for example, and wars. We make wars happen by joining the armies, right? If you don't have any people join the armies, you don't have wars. And these armies are just basically used too much. Armies are used far too much. Armies, in my opinion, should be a force that is only used in case the planet has an outside threat, like UFOs or something. That is what armies and military should be used for, as a protection force, as a worldly thing against outside threats. right? That's what armies should be done, but these leaders just use them whenever they want, and whenever they have an argument with another leader, and they don't care, you know. And the soldiers actually think that they've actually made a free world, and they think that they're doing the right thing. They don't actually realise that the system, they're just throwaway soldiers, you know. And the system doesn't care at all. You know, if they cared, they wouldn't have so many wars. They wouldn't just send you out there to die if they really cared. You know, like I say, armies are needed, but to protect the world from outside forces, you don't know what's out there. I mean, we're just in the middle of infinity. You know, right in the middle of space, and you know, anything can come. You know, you might get good beings, but you could get bad ones also. You know, but we're so busy fighting each other that we don't have any protection. You know, we don't actually have protection. And this is the crazy thing. But and so we need to not listen to Donald Trump, but the you know, the whole thing about what he said about we are the system. That is true. We've got to realise that we create reality. And, you know, understand that the system is always playing mind games with you. What you see on television, when you get people making fun of Donald Trump or stuff like that, you know, that's all systematic. And the brainwashed ones don't know they're brainwashed, you see. You know? That's the thing. The brainwashed people don't actually know they're brainwashed. And the solution to everything is to change you. You can only change the space that you're occupying right now. You see, everything comes from emotion and feelings and your awareness. You change the space that you're occupying, then whoever is sitting next to you or standing next to you, they get influenced by that, if they're meant to. And that's it. And if everyone does that, then we make an amazing change where it's not just change through government, but it's change on values and what we're really feeling about life. You know? Not just a forceful change that with it comes no emotional change. Because if there's no emotional change, then there's no change at all, really. You know, and so I'm not saying support Donald Trump, you know, but, you know, back to that, you know, what I'm saying is you have to change yourself. That's what this awakening show. I used to vote, you know, I used to vote, and the last person I voted for was Ed Miliband. And then I stopped voting after that. Obviously I had this awakening, and as you're going deeper within, you're realising that it's just an illusion. And that's why people vote for crazy people. The reason they vote for crazy people is because they're crazy themselves. Right? So that's how we make the real changes, by changing ourselves. Right? I'm not saying vote or don't vote, but I'm saying that the real change comes from within you. You know, if you're just voting but you're not feeling any different, that's not really changing anything. You change things by how you feel about the world, because everything's perception. Everything comes from perception. And like I say, you can perceive one thing, you can perceive the aliens are taking over, you can perceive it's a good thing, a bad thing. It's all perception, that's it. And, you know, when you start to look at the world and you see television, it's all to mold perceptions, right? And it's all to control how you see the world. And so that's it. The solution is to look within yourself. You know, what I try and do every day is, what I do is go within, but I try to not look externally. You know, like today, I was sun gazing, but I didn't look to sun gaze. I didn't like go out and look for the sun. It was just there in my face. And that's what I always do. I just go within, and whatever is present with me, I know that's what I'm meant to see. And it's just this constant state of abundance, and that's what happens when you start to be present. You know, that's where abundance is. Abundance is the infinite messages within stillness. It's this, and it gives you amazing clarity and insight. It's the divinity. That's where it is. It's within stillness and presence. And that's the real meaning of, you know, this time right now is Christmas. And that's what Christmas is all about. It's all about divinity. Christ, divinity, God. And so, you know, whilst everyone's drinking alcohol for Christmas, I won't be drinking alcohol, because I'm living my life to the true meaning of Christmas and Christ. You know, that's what but this is what I do for every day of my life, because spirituality is a lifestyle, you know, and anyone can choose it at any moment. All the ascended masters don't get ascended by looking externally. You know, you don't get to their level, and you know, with your legs crossed on a mountain in India or somewhere, by looking externally. They all go within. That's what they're doing. And to get like them, you've got to go within yourself. And that's how you change. This is what this video has been about. But I'm not, like, you know, early on in the video I was talking about Donald Trump, but I'm not saying vote or believe him, because that's not going to change things. You have to change yourself. And then what happens when you change yourself? You think better. Your thinking is better. You don't think right when you're not right, when you're not feeling right, do you? You know what I'm saying? You say someone's stupid, or you believe in the wrong thing. So you have to change your mood. And this is the way to a long and prosperous life. Really. You know, if you're constantly just in stillness, that's where the answers are. That's meditation. But this is what I do all the time. I'm present. I'm always practicing that and in stillness. And that's awakening. That's ascension. Anyone can do it. That's a crazy thing. People think that awakened person, all it is, awakened person, is a choice to be like still and pay attention to that. That's all it is. But people think it's something like on another level. It only seems that way because you're choosing not to do it. All I'm doing is being still and that's how I'm getting the information. And that's why the system is rushing out smart grids and 5Gs. You know, parents are buying their kids 5G phones. I mean, come on. But the reason they're rushing this out is because people have awakened. And spiritually awakened people are very, very dangerous to what the system wants. And just now there's, you know, like Donald Trump. Even Donald Trump's saying who's running the world and what's going on. So when you got Donald Trump saying that, he's got to say it. Even if he's on our side or the other side, he's got to say that. Because the system wants us to probably know that, you know, that they know that things are changing, so that we believe in their leaders. That's the whole idea. You're going to vote for them then, are you? You know, if someone comes out, a leader, and says, oh, this is going on, and oh, this is what I believe in, and then you vote for them. But change never comes, you know, it comes when you go within you. You know, go within your heart space, listen to presence. That's how your soul communicates with you. That's it. And then you change the space that you occupy. But regarding the Christmas period, yeah, that's what I do every day. I live every day is like Christmas to me. You know, and all I'm doing differently to everyone else is going within. You know, stillness, presence. We are meditation. Meditation is not a separate place, it's what we are. But anyway, if you're watching, you're meant to watch it. Everything falls in divine order and divine timing. You are infinity. Thank you for watching.